I thought was crazy as a kid to kind of learn that. That's when I realized that we shouldn't judge people based on, what we think the idea of them is. And I think that this beautiful character is depicts that beautifully.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Puja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Huge fan.
Thank you. But I just love the fact that you've taken out time to talk to us, and then it's such a pleasure.
I wouldn't have missed it. The moment they sent me the talent list and I saw her name, I said, just the person I wanted to meet.
Albeit virtually, but I think very soon we'll get to meet in person as well again.
I hope so too. You know what I like about you, Sushant? Now don't think that I'm like trying to praise you because you're here. I like your brutal honesty. You are in the face. You walk your talk. And in this day and age, it's not easy to do.
Thank you. That's so sweet. But I think, I've just not been taught otherwise. My parents have been so brutally honest, even with us while growing up, that they used to be like, you don't have to feel apologetic about who you are, because that's the one thing that you will always have with you is yourself and your conviction and, your dignity, integrity. So yeah, why should we lie about it? So yeah, thank you.
Totally. Now, another thing, is there something that you can't do? I mean,
I can't drive,
singer, digital content creator. My hats off to anyone in this day and age who creates digital content and is still on top of the game. Is there one thing that you can't do?
I can't drive, Puja. I can't drive. I drive people crazy, but I can't drive a car.
I can't drive a car and I drive people up the wall. So we have something in common here.
I love it.
Okay, so let's talk about Sandman. And you are Desire. So what was it? Yes, you are Desire. So what was that like?
First of all, can I just tell you that the inner geek, the DC universe geek in me, I have followed the DC universe since I was a kid. Okay, whether it was, everybody knows Batman and Superman, but like very few people know the anti-heroes and their backstories. But then because my aunts and my uncles, when they used to go abroad, they used to get us these limited edition comic books, which were not available here. And then I used to always be so intrigued by the anti-heroes. Like, there was this mystery, there was this evil, but it was very endearing to also know how they got like that, and so then, and Sandman, of course, is one of the most intriguing characters in the DC universe. And I get to play Desire, which used to be, I'll tell you, my favorite characters from the Sandman family were Delirium, Dream, of course, and Desire. Desire I connected with because Desire was a gender fluid character. It was not male or female. And that's the immediate thing that kind of pulled me to it. And I was like, wow, that's me. That could be me. And 25 years later, that is me.
Man, you have to teach me how to manifest, yeah?
I just keep dreaming. I just make sure that I work hard and make these dreams come true. And then to be on the bestseller, in the New York bestseller, and Audible's #1 ever production, original production, to kind of have the Hindi adaptation in our country, first of all, is a very big thing. And I am such a big fan of people who write so beautifully and create this mysterious, magical world, and this alternative reality universe. So for me, Mr. Gaiman is like legendary. And so for me to kind of depict one of his characters in my voice was everything, everything.
And, just speaking to you, you're so animated when you talk. You're lending your voice and you can't fall back on, performing, which I think you are just absolutely like lovely. So what was it like restraining the hand and the eye movement and the voice?
Well, that's a beautiful question, because I remember when I was in college, and I am a psychologist. So when we used to do these experiments, my principal used to actually, make me sit on my hands so that I didn't move my hands. Okay. And then because you can't let that be a confounding variable. You can't let that, interfere with the thing. So when you say that, as artists, we have to use all the parts of our body to kind of emote, in these micro expressions. And all of that, we had to take all those years of learning and, kind of falling down and learning again, and make sure that we only kind of convey that through our voice. So it was a very, very big task for me. But then I heard Tabu's introduction, one or two lines when she spoke. And I was like, my God, it's like she was speaking to the listener. And that when she held she held my attention, I was like, I have to live up to this. Yeah, it's
Wow.
taboo. I have to live up to it.
Wow.
And she's the narrator, and so how can you not, so I pulled out all my cards and I said that we have to do this. So it was tough, but I like a challenge.
I can see that, and you are one who's been taking up challenges, and salute for everything that you stand for. Yeah, but tell me one question: how did a psychologist become an actor?
I think, my psychology degree helped me to emote and understand. What it does is it helps me to kind of get into the depth of every character. Unfortunately, in the past, we've not had enough representation from the transgender community in our films and in the mainstream media. But look at us today, and Audible is not just creating content, but it's also creating opportunities for people like me. That's not that I didn't just join the industry. I've been here for 16 years, but it's just that when people give you that chance, and literally you're voicing not just for this character, but I'm voicing for so many kids like me that will look at me and they'll be like, wow, if she can be Desire, if they can be Desire, then we can at least dream. At least dream.
Absolutely, no, I totally agree with you. And my blood boils that how judgmental we are about people, male, female, whatever it would be, whatever people stand for. You can each to his, her, or their own. But what I like is the fact that you have stood. You're one of the voices who have paved the way there, for the rest to come out and live the way they should live their life with dignity. But in cinema, do you think we are far away from that time to get inclusive? We just had a film called I forget the name, with Ayushmann and with
Chandigarh Kare Aashiki.
Chandigarh Kare Aashiki.
Yeah.
I mean, which Ayushmann himself said they could have picked up somebody from the community.
And I think that, but then again, Puja, what I again want to reiterate is that there are people who are creating these spaces. And I've seen, for example, even in Amazon, on Amazon Prime, when video, when you see Made in Heaven, is a very beautiful adaptation of a queer person's life and the ancillary relationships that they have. And you will see, I can't tell you because then they'll just sue me, I think. No, but the thing is that there's a beautiful, beautiful portrayal of queer people in that. And it's not just being made fun of, or, kind of saying that, oh, he's gay or she's transgender, so make fun of them, rape them, molest them, or let them beg or indulge in prostitution. It's very beautiful. And I think that exactly what I told you about my character in Sandman, Desire, I used to read the comics and read Desire. Like there were no films back then on these characters, right? But I used to imagine that, wow, if Desire is not a man or a woman, that means they're trans. They could be gender fluid. There's no gender to them. And that's how beautiful and mysterious they are. And at the same time, they're powerful. They're kind of evil. And they have this hold on people, which I think I thought was crazy as a kid to kind of learn that. That's when I realized that we shouldn't judge people based on what we think the idea of them is. And I think that this beautiful character is depicts that beautifully. So I'm lucky to be playing this, and I think that there should be so many more. And if this is ever made into a movie, I'm available. I'm just like putting it out there.
Exactly. And I also, something you said, even brands need to be a little more inclusive now, because everything is not for just men and women. It's for everybody. I totally get that. Also, another stereotype that used to make my blood boil was whenever they did show a trans person was, we saw Sadak, we have seen some films, always with a shade of evil. Ki ye theek nahi hai.
Yeah.
But that, luckily they have overcome that trope. And
no, but I keep saying this, Puja, is that yes, an artist should play all sorts of characters, but also you must understand that every queer person is not a saint, or every queer person might not be, perfect, or might not be. We also have our flaws, and I think that if those are shown in a way not to sensationalize it, but to kind of understand very aesthetically, then I think it's beautiful. Like, for example, Desire is not a hero, or shiro, or she's not the protagonist, but at the same time she has such a strong hold on all her siblings. And I think that that's beautiful. It's portrayed so beautifully. Like, my whole signature is um, a heart which is made of cut glass.
Oh.
So you see how deep it is. Like, it's like you can't F with me in the character. You can't F with me.
And in real life, please, whenever I see your post, I was like, this person you cannot mess around with.
Yeah. And no, but I'm a nice person, but it's
you're
just
also a nice person. That's what I'm saying, that, people around me are huge fans of yours because, you say it, but you also walk your talk, and you also like, don't mess around.
Yeah, but I think Desire has fully allowed me to be, to show that side of me where, I'm like, don't mess with me, but in a very sexy, very mysterious voice. Oh!
Desire, that's what I was reading about Desire too, because I'm not heavily into the DC universe. I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
But describe as someone who's also very subtle, can also be very wicked. What translucent skin and pale, whatever, cheeks or something, but on the other hand, also very vivacious and vibrant. So that dichotomy was very interesting about Desire.
Yes, it was. And I think that as people, we're very dichotomous. I think, if your life is monochromatic, or it's not, first of all, we have layers as people.
Absolutely.
And I think that every character that I have gone through, and first of all, can we just talk about this cast? You have Tabu, you have Manoj Bajpayee, you have Adarsh, you have Kubra. Kubra had to be my, sibling in this, because we have the same energy. So I think that, and then it's just Tilottama and everybody, and of course, our Dr. Morpheus, Vijay, is, I think it's such a great cast because it's got everybody from everywhere and such strong voices, by the way. And I think that they all show the dichotomy in their characters.
Absolutely.
And I think that, as you mentioned, dichotomy is something that we live with, whether we like it or not. Absolutely. So, and as artists, we always have two faces. One is to show the world, and one is for ourselves. And I think that, there is every character that we play or we kind of put forth is an amalgamation or this gray area between that.
Absolutely. And imagine if this was to be made into a film with the same cast. Killer.
I will then, after that film, I'll retire. I'll take my awards and retire.
I don't say that. It'll just happen. And then you'll have many more films.
No. Okay, we won't. Okay.
Let's put it. Since you manifested Desire, let's manifest this. But such a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you, Puja.
And keep doing what you're doing, yeah? And, let the flag fly high.
Yes, and happy Pride Month in advance, and let Desire be the desire of equality, equity, and let this be, a reminder that we exist, we are queer, and we are here.
Everybody is queer, everyone is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's subject to interpretation as well. So thank you, Puja. Thank you so much.
Everyone is. Everyone has something or the other in them.
Yeah. So 28th, should I expect a message from you, Puja? 28th April is when we're releasing this.
Respond to my message.
Yes, okay. So 28th April.
Millions of followers time nahi hai, ye kaun hai?
No. But just to kind of remind everybody that 28th April is the date that we release, and it's free. It's free. You can listen to us for free, and
free चीजें बहुत पसंद है.
हम देखो, I'm very like that whenever I go abroad, and I first go to the discount section, and then I see किसके साथ क्या free है. तो अगर आपको हमें सुनने का मौका फ्री में मिल रहा है तो सुनिए और लुत्फ उठाइए और फीडबैक जरूर दे दीजिए हमें.
Yeah, Audible, you have to make this into a video band. I really have to see it.
I would love it.
All the very best. More power to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.